South Koreans go to the polls tomorrow to elect the 300 members of the National Assembly. Voters will cast one ballot for their district representative and also vote for a political party to decide the share of the proportional representative seats in the legislature. The election is widely seen as a mid-term referendum on President Yoon Suk-yeol. CNA's senior Korea correspondent Lim Yun Suk tells us more.
Lim Yun Suk has been running this restaurant for about 15 years now, making a popular Korean dish, kimbap. But ingredients are getting more expensive, and this is eating into her profits at a time when the cost of living is increasing. The 57-year-old says this will influence her vote on election day.
그렇죠. 당은 안 봐요. 당은 안 보고 경제가 제일 중요하겠죠. 소상공인이다 보니까 너무 어렵고 물가 상승도 너무 많이 됐고 이래서 경제적인 좀 도움을 줄 수 있는 사람이면 좋겠어요.
Recent polls show the two key issues in this election are the cost of living and food inflation. But experts say many of the 44 million eligible voters will not be looking at the policies of individual candidates, but rather their party affiliation. And instead of this parliamentary election being a referendum on current lawmakers, the focus is on President Yoon Suk-yeol.
근데 그 평가가 너무 지나치게 대통령에 대한 평가로만 너무 좀 한정되고 제한되다 보니까 상대적으로 대의나 대표성, 그다음에 국회의원들에 대한 중간 평가 이런 것들은 제대로 좀 주목받지 못하는 그런 문제가 있는 거죠. 상대적으로 이 민생 이슈나 공약, 정책, 어젠다 이런 것들은 좀 사라지고.
He says a victory for President Yoon's People Power Party is crucial.
그 대통령이 어떤 정책 어젠다를 구현하라고 할지라도 입법부의 반대에 부딪혀서 입법을 할 수가 없어요. 정책을 만들 수가 없고. 그러니까 대통령 입장에서는 어떻게든지 이번에는 의석을 어느 정도 그 회복을 해서 입법 정책을 만들고자 하는 거고.
Elections in South Korea are often dominated by two major parties, the ruling People Power Party led by Han Dong-hoon and the opposition Democratic Party led by Lee Jae-myung, who is on trial for alleged fraud and corruption. But many Koreans fed up with traditional politics are turning to third parties, especially the Rebuilding Korea Party, launched just about 5 weeks ago by former Justice Minister Cho Guk, an old foe of President Yoon. Cho Guk was indicted on charges including bribery and documented fraud in 2019 when President Yoon was Prosecutor General. He was sentenced to 2 years jail, but is waiting for an appeals court decision by the Supreme Court. There are concerns that if his party wins some proportional representation votes, he could form an alliance with the Democratic Party, making it impossible for President Yoon's ruling party to hold a majority in parliament.
첫 번째는 레임덕을 만들 수 있고 그 다음에 데드덕으로 만들 수 있다고 생각이 됩니다. 그 사람이 임기가 3년의 임기가 다 지켜질지 안 지켜질지는 모르겠으나 정치적으로 무력화시키는 것이 목표이고 그것이 최종적으로 탄핵이 될지 안 될지는 알 수가 없습니다.
Experts say it's the swing voters, mostly in the 20s and 30s, who will determine the outcome of this election.
제가 지방 출신이어가지고 그 수도권과 지방의 좀 발전의 균등화 이런 걸 좀 우선적으로 본 것 같고 아무래도 좀 건물이나 뭐 약간 문화 시설 이런 게 좀 많이 부족한 편이기 때문에 그런 걸 또 얼마나 유입할 수 있는지가 좀 중요한 것 같습니다.
공약들을 다 보고 결정을 하려고 그랬는데 사실 공약들이 크게 저한테 와닿지는 않더라고요. 그거에 플러스 저는 어느 한쪽에 너무 힘이 실리면 안 된다고 생각을 해서 만약에 그렇게 되면 이제 한쪽이 이제 독주를 할 수 있기 때문에.
Despite what many surveys show, experts say it is too early to predict who will win, as many of these voters remain undecided. Experts agree that foreign policies like South Korea's relations with the United States or rising threats from North Korea will not be in voters' minds when they cast their votes on April 10th. Instead, It will likely be whether President Yoon should be allowed to carry out his policies or become a lame duck until he leaves office in about 3 years from now. Lim Yun Suk, CNA, Seoul.